Okay, Ida, you can get started now.
Yes, perfect. Good evening and welcome to everyone attending this webinar tonight. Our topic is boarding schools in the US on our USA Select High School program. And tonight, there are three exceptional boarding schools who will be joining us to tell you about and give you a sneak peek into their boarding school experience. But just before we meet these incredible boarding schools, I would just like to tell you a little briefly about our global organization. My name is Ida, and I will be your host during this webinar. And I work at Explorers Denmark as sales and marketing, which is one of the branches of Education's Group, who is a leader in international education. So we have offices all around Europe in 8 countries. And one thing we are this one team across the globe, which means that we are here to support and guide you throughout your whole exchange experience, both in your home and your host country. And what is common for all of our offices here in Europe is that we only focus on high school programs. So we are dedicated experts within this field. Yes. And our agenda here tonight. As I said, we have 3 incredible boarding schools joining us to tell you about the everyday life at a campus in an American boarding school. And we have Brook School here tonight, and we have Hilton, and we have Lyndon Institute. And we have 3 great people here to tell you about these incredible boarding schools and give you a 15-minute presentation about these incredible schools. And afterwards, there will be time for you to get some answers for some of your questions. So feel free to add questions in the chat if you have any during the presentations or afterwards, then we will gladly answer them afterwards. Yeah, and then I would just like to tell you a little bit about our Select USA High School program, which is this webinar is a part of our series regarding these Select High School program. And this Select High School program is perfect for students who are seeking to customize their high school experience. It's a great opportunity to get your dreams fulfilled. So depending on what your dreams are, maybe you want to explore a specific city or a specific district, or you are just hoping to do your favorite sport while on boarding school or Select High School in the US. Or maybe there is a specific academic program that you're just wanting to explore and experience in the US. Then together with our high school experts, we can find the perfect match for you. So this high school select program is specific for people seeking something specific for their high school exchange year. Yeah, so maybe it's a boarding school you would like to experience, and maybe one of these boarding schools that we're gonna hear about today just matches your dreams. And here is just a map showing where these boarding schools are located. And the incredible things about these boarding schools are that you get to experience just a unique community, and you get to live on campus. So you are always surrounded by so many activities and unique opportunities, which is why you should definitely choose to experience a boarding school in the US. And so you get to both enjoy the high academic level and also all of these unique facilities that the schools offer. So yeah, I think it's a perfect time to hear about our first boarding school, Brook Hill School. So I'll give the word to Hope. and I'll just stop sharing my screen here. So you have the chance to share your screen. Perfect, we see it.
Perfect. Let me start this from the beginning. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Hope Cooper, and I serve as the Associate Director of Boarding Admissions here at the Brook Hill School. The Brook Hill School is a Christ-centered and college prep school located in Bullard, Texas. Bullard is about an hour and a half east of Dallas, so we are in a small town, but located not super far outside of a city. Brook Hill was founded in 1997, so this year is super exciting and a great time to join Brook Hill because we're celebrating our 25th anniversary. Which is awesome. So at Brook Hill, we really want our students to be able to excel academically, but also engage globally. And so being Christ-centered in college prep, we are actually a day and boarding school. And so from pre-K through 12, we have around 800 students. And that number is actually a little low. I need to update that. But we have students from pre-K through 12, around 800 students, but our boarding program begins in the 8th grade when we have about 120 students from over 30 countries, which is really awesome. It makes up about 40% of our high school. And so about half your classmates are here or live here in the area and are from America. And so the experience is very unique because you really do feel like you're coming abroad because you're meeting all these different people from different cultures that you're living with, but at the same time, a lot of your classmates are from here in America. So it's a very Americanized experience, which is awesome. So academically, like I said, our students, we want them to excel academically and engage globally. And we really just believe in excellence at everything, at every level here at Brook Hill. And so we want to prepare our students for life after high school, but also life after the university level as well. And we want them leaving Brook Hill confident in their studies and who they are as men and women. And so one of the ways that we provide excellence in education specifically is small classroom sizes. And so our average class size here at Brook Hill is about 14, and our student to teacher ratio is 9:1, which I believe you will find is very small, and it really creates an environment in the classroom that can be very intentional, and it really fosters relationships where you get to know your peers and you get to know your teachers. And when it comes to education, that makes all the difference in your learning experience. So. Perfect. So you might be thinking I'm up against some steep competition here. Vermont is beautiful, Hilton Head is beautiful. So you're probably wondering what sets a boarding school apart that's located in East Texas. And we really believe that the immersive education here really sets us apart. And we're big believers that students learn best from experience. And so I wanted to talk to you about some of our specialty programs that we have that are just really distinctives here at Brook Hill and things that I think that you'll find super interesting. The first of those being our business lab. And so we actually have a business school here at Brook Hill that offers 7 different courses from accounting to entrepreneurship to marketing, finance. And so it's really neat. You can see our business lab rolling on the video right now. But something that's really neat is we have a spirit store and an on-campus coffee shop. And so, for example, if our students enroll in our business experience class, they actually get experience working in those settings. So they'll get to work in the spirit store and in the coffee shop and get that real hands-on business experience because, like I said, we value immersive education. The other part of that, I kind of touched on this a bit earlier in the academic setting with it being super valuable in the small classroom setting, is we're big supporters of the Socratic method. And so that's a huge part of our curriculum here. What the Socratic method is, it's a powerful tool that really fosters critical thinking, and it's discussion based. And so our classrooms, the teacher leads the discussion, but instead of just going through a presentation or whatever it might be in a normal setting, our classrooms are set up to encourage dialogue. And so a teacher, it's like we said, it's college prep. And so they're going to give a lecture, but then the second part of the class is going to be discussion based. And our students are going to have the chance to interact with their classmates and their teachers. And we're going to ask them difficult questions, and they're going to define why they think what they think and know what they think and how to defend it, and hear what other people think from these different perspectives, because it's a global education. Yeah. Then the next thing that we really think is distinctive is we actually have a museum here on campus, which is really cool. One of our buildings was actually built around the museum because there are real life helicopters that were used in wars, and hundreds of artifacts in the museum, which is really neat. And so when you couple that with your history classes, and we actually couple it with a lot of classes, we find lots of unique ways to work the museum into the curriculum, but specifically with history, it changes the game. Like how incredible is it that you can go from reading a history book to seeing it in person in a museum, and seeing the artifacts and the things that you're learning about, and it makes that what you're learning feel real and really immerses you. And the next distinctive that we have here at Brook Hill is we have a thing called Spark Week. It's the week before spring break, and it stands for Spring Potential and Reality Courses. And so what Spark Week is it's a week where our students can elect to enroll these courses that go all over the world. And there's some that are local, but there's some that go all over. I, for example, led a Spark course to Greece this last spring. And so we went to Athens and Santorini, and I took a group of students there, and we got to immerse in the culture and visit all the museums and see the history and all the things that they'd learned about. We got to see in real life. And I think it's just one of those things that really broadens your horizons. And Spark Week is really, really neat for that. There are trips that, yes, they're abroad. There's trips that go to Europe, but there's also trips that go all over America. We have groups that go to Catalina Island in California, and Washington, D.C., and Orlando. But then there's also courses that are offered here on campus, like student teaching and event planning, and different things. So whatever your interest might be, I could almost guarantee you that there is a Spark course for it. So I touched on this a bit, but we do have, like I said, in our boarding program, we have 120 students from over 30 countries. And like Spark, the feel here on campus and the culture is just really something that is just unique. I don't really know how to describe it other than to say that it is just so unique, and it's just an awesome thing to be a part of, getting to be around all these different cultures and these people, and everyone that's here wants to be here, and they want to get to know others and learn about each other's cultures, and it just really makes for a unique and life-changing experience here at Brook Hill. Sorry, I'm waiting on my slide to change. Perfect. Okay, so something else that's a distinctive of the Brook Hill School is our athletics program. So we say that we offer championship athletics, and we are big competitors here over at Brook Hill. And we do say while winning is the goal of the competition, that is not why we play. Like, we really do want to transform our students and build their character on and off the field. And our coaches are wonderful about that. We offer 13 competitive sports, from soccer to American football to volleyball, basketball, you name it, we have it, and we are competitive in it. We have teams year after year that go to the state championship, which is just something that's really fun. That also adds to the culture here, is that even if you're not an athlete, it's really fun to be in the student section and to dress up for the different themes and support your teammates. So it just makes for a really, really fun experience, whether you're on the field or off the field. Athletics are huge at Brook Hill, and we like to say that we're all orange, which means that we have all the school spirit all the time, and it's just a really, really fun environment, and it's really competitive too. So if you're into that, it's a great place to be. We'd love to have you, and you should definitely come join our team. Next, if sports maybe aren't your thing, but you're more into the arts, we offer a number of outlets for creativity. Our 4 primary outlets for creativity are visual art, drama, choir, and orchestra. And so we really believe that these outlets really help our students find their unique ability to shine, and to really just be able to understand themselves, and ultimately they really get to help make our world beautiful, but in their own way, which we think is just really special. And so there's lots of opportunities for our students to perform and compete as well, and throughout the arts. And something that's really neat that I'll share with you is we're in the process of this big, beautiful building behind me. It's called Founders Hall, and we're about to build another one just like it for our Fine Arts Center. And we have spaces for them right now, but they're about to become state of the art. So we're going to have a black box theater and an indoor and outdoor immersive art classroom, and just lots of different spaces uniquely for the arts. And so our arts were already at a high level, and they're about to take another step up. So it's a great time to join Brook Hill if you're interested in the fine arts.
That sounds so perfect, Hope. I just wanted to say that you have 5 minutes left.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So as I was talking about the campus, this is a rolling video, as you can see, of a little bit. That's the Spirit Store and a little bit of a glimpse of what our campus looks like. And so when we talk about campus life, I actually previously served as the director of campus life. So it's something that's near and dear to my heart. When I talk about the school spirit and what it means to be a part of Brook Hill, it's really, really an incredible place with incredible people. And like I said, we say that we are all orange, and everyone here, it's one of those places that everyone really loves their experience and is happy to be here. So I'm actually an alum. I graduated from Brook Hill in 2015. And so I have a unique perspective on attending Brook Hill. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes don't love their high school experience, but me, as far as myself and my classmates and all the other graduates of Brook Hill that I know, we loved our high school experience, and we loved being a part of Brook Hill and getting to come to this beautiful campus every day and attend school and make friends from all over the world and compete in championships and perform on the stage, and all this, and just the incredible experiences Brook Hill offered to me are just truly invaluable. So I'm really grateful for my time at Brook Hill. I'm grateful to still be here. And I think that you will find that Brook Hill, there's just something special about it. So I'm sure you're wanting to know, of course, about our boarding houses. And so you'll notice that we call them our boarding houses. We do not call them dorms. And that is because they were designed intentionally to feel more like a home. And so we think that you'll feel right at home here because that's the way that we designed it to feel. The living spaces feel more like living rooms. And we want you to be completely comfortable here, and knowing that like this is your home. This is where we want you to be comfortable, to have your space, and to create your experience here so that Brook Hill really does become your home away from home. And so we have 2 girls' dorms and 3 boys' boarding houses, and you will have either 1 or 2 roommates, and you'll share a bathroom with another suite. And downstairs, there's a full-size kitchen available. So if you are someone that's into cooking, you could cook if you want. Obviously, we have a cafeteria here on campus with all your meals provided. But if you are wanting to cook, you do have that privilege of downstairs being able to cook. And in the house, there's also a door that links into your boarding parent. It's into their apartment. And so the men and women that will help guide you through this experience of living abroad and living independently, we call those your boarding parents, and they are a group of really, really awesome people that you will grow to know and love. And they will live within an apartment within the house. So just super close quarters, and they are there for anything that you might need. So we would love for you to be all orange. It's super easy for you to apply to Brook Hill. You go to brookhill.org/apply, and everything that you will need right there to apply, you can do that, submit your forms, we'll set up an interview, and we'll get you all situated. I would love to talk to you more. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, my name is Hope. I'm the Associate Director of Boarding Admissions here at Brook Hill, and we would love for you to join our Brook Hill family. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for this perfect presentation. Hope that sounds amazing.
Thanks so much, Ida.
Thank you. And also, I will also share a slide with the contact information on our local offices. And so you can also always reach out to us if you just got really inspired by this presentation. So now we will move on to our next speaker from Hilton Head, Jeffrey, if I will give the word to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to try sharing the screen here.
Yes, perfect.
Oh, it says I can't while another participant is sharing.
Oh, Hope, can you stop sharing yours? Perfect.
All right. Can you guys see that okay right now?
Yes, we see it.
All righty. So yes, I'm with Hilton Head Preparatory School, and we are located on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. So if you're not familiar with Hilton Head, it is actually one of the top vacation spots in the entire United States. So when people think of Disneyland, Disney World, stuff like that, if you are a beach person and you want to go and relax on some of the most beautiful beaches in the entire world, that's where we're actually located. So we are literally about a 2 to 3 minute walk from the ocean. And where we're at, it's kind of a private area. So we have a lot of kids that spend a lot of time down at the ocean, stuff like that. So I got some pictures I'll show you and kind of run through that. So but I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us. And that first presentation was absolutely amazing. So now I want to go to school there. But we'll see how mine does. But our school is a very small school as well. We only have about 480 students total, and that is from the little guys all the way to graduating seniors. So I kind of show everything that we have here on the screen. We do have 100% college acceptance rate. Our student ratio is 1 to 12. So we do have 12 kids. Typically, our classroom size is literally about 12 to 14 students per teacher. So they do get that individualized classroom experience and different things like that. One thing that we also have is, so we have college guidance, and then we actually have a college guider who has her doctorate degree. And what she does is, because our school is so small, she gets one-on-one time with all of our juniors and seniors and teaches them how to take the SAT and ACT. So if that's something that you have been worried about, like, oh my gosh, I'm worried about an American test, and I want to go to an American college, this lady teaches you the psychology behind the test itself. So she doesn't necessarily teach you, the math and the science portion, but she'll say, this is how you can think about it. So if you've narrowed it down to either A or C, this is why you would choose C over A. And what's really cool is almost all of our students, as soon as they work with her, if they've taken the test before, almost every single one increases their score exponentially. So that's something that kind of sets us apart, is because we are so small, we're able to do something like that and give that one-on-one attention on there. So if you're familiar with the niche ratings or the niche ratings, depending on how you say it, this is kind of where we're at. So we are the #1 boarding school in South Carolina, which we take a lot of pride in. We do have an A+ rating because of everything that we offer and different things like that. So Hilton Head, like I said, is definitely a vacation spot. So again, if you're looking for somewhere on the ocean, these are some of the pictures that we've taken locally. So it's definitely just right here. So you don't have to go very far or anything like that. The island is located right next to Bluffton, South Carolina, which is a little bit bigger of a city. And then Savannah is the larger city that we're near, and that's about 45 minutes to an hour away. So it's definitely close, that if you want to do any shopping or go to a larger area, then you can do that. And then we're also about 2.5 hours from Charleston. And so there's like the Apple store there. So that's that type of city where it's a lot bigger. There's a lot more shopping, different things like that. So again, we're kind of in the vacation spot. So we get all the beautiful looks and golf courses and different things like that. So our boarding program, we actually do live in houses. So as you can see, these are beach houses, and they are literally right next to the beach. The house on the left is the main boarding house. And so we typically try and have 2 to 3 students per room. And then they live with a house parent and everything like that. So if the house family, for example, I'm a house parent as well. So I live in that house on the left-hand side. And so we have a dog and everything like that. So you kind of get that family aspect of living there. So you could do the school, and then, after school, if you're not participating in one of our sports programs, then a lot of times kids are down at the beach or they're going out in the city and different things like that. But you do kind of get that family atmosphere. You do live with the other boarding students. So, and you're all close knit. So if you're looking for a place that really is like a family, I mean, there's the same struggles. So you're spending a lot of time with your friends. And that's really cool because a lot of our kids bond and they create friendships that don't just end as soon as their time here as boarding students. They carry that over and they become friends for life because they were able to spend a year together. They are like, hey, you're my new best friend, so on and so forth. So it creates that relationships that last quite a bit. The other thing too is our dorm parents at the different houses, they're dedicated dorm parents. That's their primary job. So that's something that is also a little bit different from some other schools is our house parents. That's pretty much their main job for the most part. I run a few different roles as I'm also the director of international relations, but our other house parents are primarily just house parents. And so the kids are able to walk around the island and different things like that. So it's definitely just a beautiful place to be. Here's like a sample schedule. So nothing too crazy. You get up, go to school, so on and so forth. And then we do have academic study halls in the evening. And then once a student has their grades at either a A or a B, and they're all A's or B's, then we do give them honor roll privileges where they can study on their own. So if you're worried about, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do so much studying and stuff like that, if you can prove that as a student you can handle it, then we give you even more flexibility. So the students that are on honor roll, they get a lot of spare time that they can go out and do different things. And they tend to really like that because they've been able to prove that they can keep up academically with what they're trying to do. So our boarding house, like I said, is an actual house. So there's different hangouts. So we have large screen TVs, different things like that. We have movies that the kids kind of hang out with. All the boarding houses also have swimming pools on there. And then there's kitchens where we do actually cook the meals together. Sometimes we go out quite a bit to restaurants actually. And then the bedrooms are, just basically 2 to 3 people per room. And then almost all the bedrooms have their own bathroom as well. So if you're looking, just for kind of that beach house feel, that's kind of where we're at. And then our campus, so we have a few different buildings, and right now we're actually going through and retrograding our campuses and making them like Brook Hill, kind of state of the art. So with COVID, we actually got federal funding, and we were able to go through to the different classrooms, and all the classrooms have these smart boards. And so there's a lot of things that we can do with the smart boards that are highly interactive and different things like that. So this is kind of more of your traditional school type setting with the smart boards and different things like that, though, that enhance the educational experience that you can have on there. And then we also have graphic design lab. As you can see, it's pretty small because our classroom sizes are small. So it's designed that the students can get that teacher interaction that they need to make sure that they're able to answer or ask questions to their teachers, and the teachers are always readily available to answer anything that they have on there. And so this is just kind of showing, like, they go outside sometimes. Again, it's more of a beach type setting in where we're at. So it's a little bit different than your traditional schooling where you're just sitting in a classroom all the time. Sometimes, if they're part of the oceanography class, they'll go down to the ocean and pull water up from the ocean, or they'll go look for stingrays or jellyfish on the beach, different things like that. So it's a little bit different than your normal school because we literally are on the ocean right here where we're at. So this is just a quick picture of our library, nothing too fancy there. And then our gymnasium. So we also are very good athletically, and I'll get into that real quick here in just a second, because that's one of the things that really sets us apart as well, is our sports and different things like that. If you are into arts and crafts and different things like that, we do something that's pretty cool here. And what that is every year we have the Frederica Carson Award. And what that does is it takes one piece of art from each class. So like the graduating class and so on and so forth. And what they'll do is they'll pick that piece of art, and then that art is put up on a wall somewhere in the school. And what's unique about that is that art piece will never be removed as long as the school is there. So if we're redecorating offices or anything like that, that art piece has to go back directly where that art piece was first hung. So, we have some international students that graduated 4 years ago, and their art piece is still there, and they just came to visit, and they're like, oh my gosh, the room looks totally different, but their art piece is exactly where they left it. And there's some that have been there for 40 years. So it's very cool. That's a tradition that our school does. So it's kind of a pain if we're trying to redecorate our office, but the kids love it. And it's definitely something that's a little bit different that I've never seen at a school before. And then we have boys and girls leadership development. And these are different programs that the students can do to participate and try and set themselves apart as leaders in the community and different things like that. So we offer, like, this is called the Bold and Gold, where our students work together and show leadership qualities as they move on from the middle school up to the upper school area. All right, so for our sports, because we are a smaller school, we do actually do very well for the sports that we offer. We're typically ranked for our basketball program is definitely something that we've done, and our girls soccer team has been very good too. Our boys soccer team was pretty good, but because of our low numbers, they got rid of a bunch of the upperclassmen. So we have a very young team right now where there's a lot of freshmen and sophomores right now. So they're kind of rebuilding through that process and different things like that. The thing that really sets us apart, though, is our sport academies. Okay. So this is where it gets a little bit different than what you'll see at most typical schools. When we say sport academies, we actually have professional coaches that take the students and for their particular sport. So for example, tennis, we partner with Smith Stearns Tennis Academy, where the students actually live at Smith Stearns and they only go to school half a day. So this is what's a little bit different. So we build your schedule where you only go to school half day, and then the other half of the day you're participating in those sports academies. So if you're definitely a student that really likes sports and you want to get professional instruction, then that's when you would choose Hilton Head. So because we are in the more wealthy area of the country, we have a lot of wealthy students that want to get, their parents want them to get that instruction and stuff like that. So that's why we offer the chance for students to get those kind of special instruction from the professionals. So the soccer academy coach, he does soccer academy in the morning. So those students typically start their day in the classroom around 11 o'clock, and then we're done by 2:20. So you only go to school for about 3.5, 4 hours total. And the rest of the time you're playing soccer. But what that does is that's helping you develop those skills so that if you want to go on and play at a college, or you want to go play semi-pro or even professional, you're getting that type of instruction that would really set you apart. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get a great education, and then you're also getting that instruction that would really build those skills that are needed, so that you can go out and take your skills to the next level, whether you want to play in college or you want to play semi-pro or pro. So our golf academy, we partner with JPGA, which is the Junior Professional Golfers of America. And you can look them up. They're extremely well ranked. And Smith Stearns just had their first person in Wimbledon. So that was very cool. So they're very excited about that too. So again, we kind of have all these different sport academies, and that is something that is a little bit different, is that the students don't go to school for a full day if they're in the sport academy. So then we also have different clubs and activities that the students can participate in. So if you're not necessarily into sports, then you can definitely participate in one of our different activities that we have. So there's a lot of different options and different things like that. And you can also, if you can get, let's say you want to start a club of some kind, then you're more than welcome to do that too. As long as we have a teacher that sponsors you and they kind of help you run it, then there's always those options available. So that's definitely. One of the other unique programs that we also offer is Chinese. So not a lot of schools here in America offer Chinese. It's becoming a little bit more prevalent, but we offer Chinese levels 1 through 4. And then there's also an AP Chinese class that you can take too to try and get college credit. So that's something that's pretty cool too, that we don't typically see too often here in America, but it's starting to become more and more relevant, excuse me, as we go on. But the sports academies is really the big thing that I would say really sets us apart, and then the beach style living. Now, having said all that, again, we do have 100% college acceptance rate. These are some of the schools that some of our students have been to. So there you'll see like Duke University, Notre Dame, Harvard University, University of Michigan. We are a big feeder school into Clemson University, which is one of the top ranked universities here in America because it's so close. Typically about 10 to 15% of our graduating class goes to Clemson University. And then we also feed into South Carolina University, but these are some of the other ones. If you notice that in the bottom left corner, NYU is a very popular, prestigious school. That was one of our boarders that went to NYU this year. They're going to be attending NYU, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, we have a bunch of different schools that people get accepted to, and again, it's that college guidance and the college guider that really kind of set us apart with that. So. And then we just hope that if you have any questions that we can help you out and show you the beach life, and we hope to see you soon. And then if you need any other information or if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.
Great. Thank you for this amazing presentation. It sure sounds like the best of both worlds. And let's move on to our last boarding school, which is Lyndon Institute. And we have Sarah, who would like to tell us about this also incredible boarding school. So I think we're ready for you to share your screen. Perfect, we see it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Sarah O'Connor. I am the Director of Admissions and Marketing at Lyndon Institute, and I've been here for about 7.5 years. We too are located in a vacation destination area of the United States. That's very different from South Carolina, but we are in New England. We are approximately 3 hours from Boston, 2 hours from Montreal, and 5 hours from New York City. And as you can see, we are up in the mountains. Some of our location highlights, and this is just right in our back door. We're lucky enough to have a ski resort 10 minutes from us. It's called Brook Mountain, and you can see that in the picture in the background. Alpine skiing and downhill mountain biking in general are huge attractions for the area and what students really enjoy to do. The same with faculty and staff and our American Day students. Our skiers get to do half-day ski days in the winter, and just outdoor recreation in general is a really big part of the culture of the school and the culture of the area. We have over 160 kilometers of Nordic skiing and mountain biking trails in the area, which you can get to from campus. We also have a golf course, and kayaking is a big activity for a lot of our students and people in the area. Just some fun facts about the school. We're a school of about 425 students. We have 45 faculty members, and our classes are usually about 10 to 12 students per teacher. And you'll also find that most of our teachers are also involved in being a coach or a dorm parent. You'll meet them and interact with them in a lot of different ways in their time here. Myself, I used to be a volleyball coach here for the girls, and I also did dorm duty. So the teachers and the faculty staff, they really make an effort to know the students outside of the classroom and know them in their personal life and their year or several years here. We do offer 1 semester program, so that would be August to December or January through June. We also have something called January term, which I'll talk about a little bit more. We do offer a diploma after the completion of 1 year, your 12th grade year. And we also have a university that's about 2 minutes drive from us, and all of their classes are open to our students. And we're the only program in the state of Vermont that has that opportunity. So we've had a student who was interested in being a veterinarian. In the morning, we took him to a veterinarian office and he had an internship. He'd come back to class, he had a few classes, and then in the afternoon, he would go up for like a late afternoon, early evening zoology class. And through that, he kind of got the best experience that he could to prepare himself for going into veterinarian school. Some of our other unique programs, we have a medical careers track program. So anyone interested in anything from being a dentist, doctor, nurse, surgeon, we have a program that specializes in that. We also have graphic arts and website design and virtual design. Again, the outdoor recreation, we have our own mountain bike shop and ski shop on campus where the students learn about outdoor recreation and sustainable tourism. And we also have all of the fine and performing arts that you'll see in most boarding schools, including photography with a dark room, printmaking, and we also do silk painting. Athletics is a huge, huge part of the school. So our athletics change with the season because we get snow in the winter. Fall and spring are obviously beautiful. But with that, you get a really big variety of sports. In the fall, as you can see, all of these are open to mostly boys and girls. Football is a huge sport for us. We have the oldest high school, one of the oldest high school football rivalries in the country. Our school is 155 years old, and we've been playing the same rival football team for, I think, 107 years now. So that's a big deal. Mountain biking, again, is a really big sport. In the winter, skiing is huge. Hockey, we have our own hockey rink on campus. And then in the spring, you definitely get a mix of different sports you could try. Our girls softball team is state champions 2 years in a row. Some life at Lyndon facts. We have 2 new dormitories and all of our rooms are actually single rooms. So students are guaranteed to have their own room. When we built these new dormitories, we decided that teenagers live a little more peacefully if they have a little bit more space. All of our weekend activities are included. We usually have 4 weekend activities that you can choose from every single weekend. We have homecoming, winter carnival, and prom, kind of those typical things that you see in movies. We have those. And we also have a personal greeter who greets every single student at the Boston airport and gets them to school. And same with any vacation periods. We don't expect students to navigate canceled flights or have to sleep in airports ever. We never want that to happen. So we have someone there who takes care of the students, gets them in the Hilton hotel if there's canceled flights. And so you don't have to worry about your child when they're off campus or trying to travel home with any complications. Students, especially our European students who come for a semester, a year, maybe 2 years, you really get a choice in your classes. We offer so many things, as you'll see a lot of boarding schools do, but we don't want you to have an experience where we're telling you what to do. We want it to be your year. We want you to pick your classes. And so we work with you on what you're interested in and just make it the best academic and experience year that you can have. You also are allowed to go to our American students' houses and stay with them on the week.
I think we're just experiencing some bad connection. Let's just give Sarah a minute. Are you able to hear me? Okay, great. Okay, I think it's on Sarah's behalf. But you guys, you can just start. If you have any questions, just start writing them in the chat. So yeah, use this little break to see if you have any questions, and then feel free to write them in the chat. And I'll think Sarah perhaps will be back in just a few seconds to finish the presentation. But you guys definitely got me dreaming about having an exchange year at a boarding school, I must say. Every 3 boarding schools, you're making it hard for the students to choose.
It doesn't seem like they can go wrong with what I've heard today.
No, it's a win-win. Definitely. Okay, if I don't see any questions coming in the chat, so I'll just give you a few seconds. I think actually Sarah might be back now. Yes. Oh, it's muted, Sarah.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened.
No. You just had 2 minutes left if you want to wrap something up.
Yes. Okay,
Perfect.
so I'll be very fast. I'm sorry about that. That
Yeah.
happened.
No,
We
it's
offer
okay, that happens.
we offer international and domestic trips every year. So we took about 50 students to Washington, D.C. this year. We go to Hawaii. We've gone to the Grand Canyon. I've taken students backpacking through China for 3 weeks. So we do a lot of really different, interesting trips. This is just a few photos from life at Lyndon on our weekend activities that you can see. These are our dormitories that I mentioned that are single room. The dormitory down here, Campbell, has an exercise room in it, laundry, and everything is included, and they're all new furnishings. Our January term that I mentioned is kind of a special program that we do. The idea came from the idea that we want students to kind of get to know teachers and get to experience things that they would never ever get to do normally in school or outside of school. So every single faculty and staff member teaches something they're really passionate about to the students for 3 weeks. So we had students learn how to snowboard. We had students create their own podcast, that they have their own podcast show now. We had students do winter fat biking, and we had students actually learn how to fly planes from 2 pilots at our school. So these are like really neat opportunities that students just wouldn't get to have, but we do it for 3 weeks every year. This is our campus. It's set up like more of like a college, university, New England campus that you can see. We have a virtual tour on our website where it will drop you right down into campus and you can explore the area. So I invite you to look at that. And lastly, we have a lot on social media. We have our own TikTok channel, and we have someone who does TikTok videos. So we have I think probably over 100 TikTok videos. We'd encourage you to watch those to see what students do. We're pretty active on Facebook, and we're definitely active on Instagram. So check out our social media to see what it's really like here. And you're always welcome to come visit Vermont and have a tour at any time. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for this great presentation. I'll just share my screen so I can share our local office's contact information with you guys. And I guess you had the chance to ask questions in the chat, but it doesn't appear that there are any questions. You did such a good job telling everything about your amazing boarding schools. I'll just get down to here. So yeah, so thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our 3 experts, boarding school experts, and thank you for you guys at home joining us on this webinar. And yeah, here are our contact information. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you so much.